we're talking about the story of Neymar. But, it's about so much more than just football. It's a journey that starts in the back streets of Brazil and ends up right here, on the phone in your hand. And it tells us a whole lot about how modern fame is really built.
So it really makes you wonder, right? How is a 21st century superstar actually made? Is it just about having pure raw talent? Or is there something else? Some kind of hidden formula? A machine that turns a great player into a global icon?
Okay, so to really get Neymar, you've got to understand there are two stories happening at the same time. On one side, you have the player, this incredible talent forged on the streets of Brazil. And on the other, you have the phenomenon, a media brand perfectly built for the age of social media. Let's dig into both.
All right, let's go back to the very beginning. Because to understand the man, you have to understand the world he came from. And it was a world of, well, extreme poverty and this burning desire to escape it.
I mean, this quote from his dad, it just says everything, doesn't it? The family lived next to a city garbage dump. At one point, they were all sharing a single mattress. This is the world that created him. And just look at how fast everything happened. He's just 6 years old when a scout spots him on a beach. By 12, he's signing a professional contract. At 14, Real Madrid is already trying to sign him. And by 17, bam, he's a professional. I mean, his rise was just insane.
And then came 2011. While he was still a teenager in Brazil, he scored a goal so unbelievably good, it was named the best in the entire world. He basically danced through the entire defense from the halfway line. It wasn't just a goal. It was him telling the world, I'm here.
Okay, so the talent? Undeniable. Absolutely clear. But that alone doesn't explain how he reached every corner of the globe. So now, let's look at the engine that takes that genius and makes it go viral.
Okay, get this number in your head, 90%. This single number is pretty much the key to modern fame. It's the boost in engagement that vertical videos get on your phone. It's the whole world of TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, and it's what made Neymar a star for a whole new generation.
So why is this vertical video format so dominant? Well, it's actually pretty simple when you think about it. It fills our phone screens so there are no distractions. It's how most of us hold our phones anyway. And crucially, the algorithms on platforms like TikTok and Instagram are designed to push this kind of content to millions.
But here's the thing, it's not just about grabbing any old clip and throwing it online. No, there's a whole formula to it. Creators will add these super satisfying sound effects you hear every kick, every tap. They use these slick, fast transitions to keep the energy high. And they use special apps to turn regular footage into a hyper-smooth 60 frames per second, which makes the action look almost surreal. This whole editing style turns a great play into a totally addictive, rewatchable viral moment.
So while his fame is just exploding online, his actual career on the pitch in Europe is hitting its absolute peak. But, getting to the top, it came with a huge price, both financially and physically. And this right here shows you just how dominant he was. In 2015, playing with Messi and Suarez at Barcelona, he was part of what might be the greatest attacking trio of all time. Just look at these numbers. 42 goals for Neymar alone. They won everything, the league, the domestic cup, and the Champions League. It was just total domination. Then, just 2 years later, this happens. Paris Saint-Germain paid 222 million euros for him. It completely shattered the world transfer record. And get this, it's still the most expensive transfer ever. He became the most expensive player in the history of the sport. But that incredible price tag was followed by a much more painful number. Since he joined PSG, Neymar has missed over 100 games because of injuries, again and again. The most expensive player in the world has spent a staggering amount of time stuck on the sidelines. So even while he was struggling with all these injuries at the club level, he was still building his legacy on the biggest stage of all, with Brazil.
And this is the result. 79 goals. He didn't just break the record, he surpassed the one and only Pelé to become Brazil's all-time leading male goal scorer. Pelé, for many, he's the greatest player who ever lived. Breaking his record, that's just legendary.
And you can hear in his own words what it meant to him. He had total respect for Pelé, but his goal was always to write his own history. He didn't want to be the next Pelé. He wanted to be the first Neymar.
So this is where it all comes together. How did these two stories connect? The kid from the garbage dump who became a legend,
and the viral superstar perfectly designed for our phones.
Well, they connect through technology. His story isn't stuck in one language or one country anymore. Tools like automatic caption generators can instantly translate his story for anyone, anywhere. It means his struggles, his wins, they become universal. We can all understand them.
So what's the big takeaway here? When you look at Neymar's entire journey, what does it really tell us about what it means to be famous today, in the 21st century?
It really boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. Talent is what creates the story, but it's technology that translates it for the entire world. And that is the formula for a modern superstar.